Welcome, everyone, to the MDM Show. I am the co-host, Donna, and of course, our producer, Peter Schenk. He is the producer of the Modern Day Mystic Show, the MDM Show. Peter, how are you?
Doing good, Donna. How are you?
What
Had some
back.
technical difficulties over there about 10 minutes ago, but we're
Just a little bit.
yeah, we're back. We're ready to rock and roll.
We're ready to rock and roll for the last show of this season.
Not quite. And I want everyone to stay tuned for the end of the show. We have a few really, really amazing announcements that.
Yes, that's true. We do. That's true. So, well, you know what? We got a little bit of a late start, folks. Let's get right to it because we have an amazing guest with us tonight. We've got Michelle Giliberto. She is an intuitive healer. She's going to be chatting with us tonight. And just a little bit about Michelle. A little bit about her. She is connected to Source. Michelle uses intuitive customization to guide each person through their process of their unique healing by creating an environment for transformation on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. She works with each client to discover and heal the root cause of their condition by identifying and releasing blocks such as limiting beliefs, patterns, and unprecedented emotions. So I bring you, of course, Michelle. She is our special guest tonight.
Michelle, how are you?
Hi, Peter. Hi, Donna. I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Are you excited?
I am. It's going to be a fun show.
So let's just jump right into it. Can you tell us what you do and how you came about doing it?
Okay, sure. Well, I started probably really working about 7 years ago. I've always had that connection to Source, to the all that is. I was just born that way, and I didn't really use it for a long time. I kind of thought everybody had that everyone just had that connection. I didn't realize it was something a little different until I was a little older. So as I realized that, I kind of had it in my periphery so that I could fit in and kind of feel like everyone else. As I got older, I had my children, and they were born less than 2 years apart. Both of them had significant chronic illness, and I explored a lot of avenues to help them heal, and it was a difficult road. As I was on that journey.
Can we just rewind here for a second? You made a statement which I find very interesting.
Sure.
The connection to Source. I know what the connection to Source is, but how do you define it, and what is it to you?
It's knowing that I am part of the all that is. It's a constant flow. It's a constant stream of information that we are all part of that, and we all have it. I have a significant awareness around that.
So there's two dynamics there, right? You have people that are born with abilities, and then you have people that are initiated into different types of covenants. So we'll say wizard, for instance.
Okay.
A wizard is chosen and then initiated into it. As he moves through his levels of mastery, they learn, they pass tests, and they grow in their power. That's what I understand, and that's kind of what happened to me. So, again, just how does it differ from being born into it? Is that just something you're born with?
Well, I believe that we're all born with it, but we may become aware of it at different times in our life. I was always aware of it. That's where I see that. Okay. That I was just always aware of it, but I wasn't aware of how to use it or what was possible with it until much later.
Okay, tell us about that. How did you come into it? Or how did you become aware of it?
Well, the first time I really felt it was with my daughter. She was very sick. She had relapsing fevers. every month where she would go into seizures, and she had a lot of other issues with that. And I was doing a lot to help her heal. It was all holistic healing, but exploring a lot of different things. And one night, laying down with her, I put my hand over her. I wasn't touching her, but I had my hand over her, and I just felt compelled to do that. And I could feel a flow happening in the space between her body and my hand, and I just held it there. And she was in a deep sleep. I just held it there, and I could feel the energy building and building, and then her whole body just jolted off the bed. And she went back down. I knew something had happened. I needed to explore more and understand what that was. I was starting to use a pendulum at that time, and the pendulum helped me decipher some of the answers around that. So that was really what jump-started me into looking into how I could help my children heal using this energy and what could be done with it.
Okay. So now you're exploring a world of this newfound energy that you were born with. And so how did you master what you're able to do today? Was it through trial and error? Did you read? Did you research it? Was it internal knowingness? Where did it flow from, and how did you acquire knowledge to get you where you are today?
All of the above. Through my connection, I really felt that knowing. I felt really confident that I was on the right path to help them. I did a lot of reading. I studied with different healers. I acquired a lot of skills through that study and practice, a lot of trial and error to get to where I am now. Sure.
So I like delivering things with a bang and really rocking the audience. So I heard somewhere through the grapevine that you were going to do a massive group session, however you deliver it. Are you ready to rock it like that? Because if you're not, I will.
I will.
Let's do it. First of all, okay. Tell us what we're going to be doing, how we're going to be doing it, what we can expect. You know, Donna likes to faint during these. I don't know. She does odd things during, when we have these activations. So I've asked her to explicitly stay out of everything except for yours. So if you think Donna's going to faint, we don't want to do that. Not to her.
I think I can handle it. If you think I can, let me know.
You can handle this, Donna. You're not going to faint. I've never had someone faint on me. And let me explain a little bit about how I work, first of all. So what we're doing in this healing, and this is basically what I do in my sessions too, is we're accessing the theta brainwave, which is really a deep meditative dreamlike state. You don't have to go into a dreamy state or hypnosis to collect that brainwave, but that's where we're going so that we can access the subconscious, all the levels of a person's being, so that you're integrating what I'm saying on all levels. However, I'm just facilitating this for everyone. Whatever is right for you, you'll take in, and whatever doesn't feel right, you won't, because it's really me facilitating, and everyone out there is really in charge of their own ship. So this particular healing is going to be around love. So we're going to be teaching everyone what it feels like to have love and receive love, because a lot of people don't have that feeling. They've never felt it. But once you hold the energetic and know what it feels like, you can actually draw more of that in to your life, and it's a really cool feeling. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So first we're going to bring in the highest truth, perspective, and understanding of love, complete love, divine love, unconditional love, and self-love. That you can know what it feels like, and that you know how to give love, receive love, and accept love. That it's safe and possible, that you have permission, that you're worthy of giving and receiving love, and that you do. And we're going to upgrade everybody's circuit boards and teach all your cell receptor sites how to integrate and utilize that energy that's coming in now. And for some out there that need this right now, we're going to release the obligation in the body and in the cells to reject love and to go into fear. So let's teach the cells what it feels like to allow love, and that they do. And that all the cells of the body know how to integrate the chemicals of love. That the cells in all the systems of the body have the discernment to know the chemicals of love and how to use them in the highest and best way with ease and grace. And from this place of love, we can also bring in the highest truth of joy and peace, and knowing what it feels like to live our lives in joy and peace and love. If it's okay with you, Peter, I've picked up the energy of some of the participants. Is it okay if I send healing to them?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. I'm picking up a woman who recently has given birth. So let's bring in divine love and instant healing for her, clearing any trauma from the birth experience and allowing her body to heal perfectly. And for her specifically to balance her prolactin and oxytocin levels, facilitating her production of breast milk for that baby. So I see that there's an imbalance between the sugar in the milk and the fat of the milk, and we need to bring that into balance. Okay. And there's a gentleman with significant pancreas issue, a pancreatitis and a blood sugar. And he needs to know what it feels like to receive and accept the sweetness of life. So we're just bringing in that he can know what that feels like to feel the sweetness of life. Balancing his blood sugar and also clearing his kidneys to filter his blood. His blood needs to be cleansed, so let's do that. There we go. Okay. There's a lot of people with seasonal affective disorder right now.
Not me.
There's several, and let's teach them what it feels like to feel the light and allow the sunlight, allowing the sunlight in to the body and all the cells of the body is what will shift that out. Okay. Here we go. All right.
So can you explain to everybody what you were doing during the different steps? I noticed you closed your eyes a few times. You were very direct, picking out a couple people from the audience and describing issues that they had and how you were fixing them. And then I'm going to give you a vantage point you've never seen before, the way I see it.
Okay. I look forward to that. So what we're doing when in the beginning part is facilitating feelings, that you can know what it feels like to feel something. What I'm doing is bringing in possibilities that may not be visible to someone, and they can choose them. They are then making a choice. They're choosing whether to take that in or not. So my job is to show them that everything is already there. It's already all there for them. The buffet table is there and it's full. They might just be seeing the breadcrumbs. And with the work I'm doing, it's helping the facilitation of the release of blocks so that they can actually see the table full. They can see all the delicious desserts and everything that they get to choose from on it.
You must have some fat clients, huh? So this is my vantage point. As soon as you started going into your place of power, it started rolling right from your Christ mind, which is for you and for a lot of people right out of your forehead, and it just flows down these kind of golden waves and starts touching everybody. And then as you switched up the dynamics, the color of that particular energy shifted a lot, right?
Okay.
And when you went into the individual pieces of it, kind of like energy spaghetti came out, keeping everyone else in tune with you, but the larger flow was directed exactly to that person. Now, in your mind at that time, how were you shifting it up? What was happening?
With the group, I can see the group, and it just, for me, it looks like energy. It doesn't, I don't see people and like I'm seeing you right now with all your physical features. It looks like energy to me, like a large group, and then it will focus in on one. And then when I'm focused in on that one, I will either see or hear what I need to do with that person.
Okay. And then when you shifted to the next person you picked up on, you had a momentary pause. The energy spaghetti was still going out to everyone. And then as soon as you shifted focus, it rolled out again. This time it was in the lower spectrum, red and brown, meaning that particular person, what was happening to them, and I forget exactly what it was, needed a lot more to be brought up through the different spectrums. So I'm going to ask you a question now because I'm going to do an activation. Should I do an Aquaware activation or should I do a source activation?
Source.
Okay, let's do it. And what is the manifestation going to be?
Oh, am I answering that for you?
Yeah. You were going to get put on the spot tonight, really? So we're going to use the Source 4 technology to bring into fruition any manifestation you want. And think about it, it's the holidays.
Yeah, that's exactly where my mind was going. It's the holidays. We're bringing in what it feels like and that people can know love in their life and joy. So the manifestation should be about bringing in joy, connectedness with your loved ones.
So to be clear, this manifestation that we're going to consciously direct the light frequencies into water is all about joy and sharing time with loved ones?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get set up here. Get the Source 4 going. I'm going to switch screens. Okay. Here is my playground. This is the Source 4. Came out a few months back. This particular program is all about manifestation. For those of you that have never seen this operate, it's a real treat. And instead of going into all of the mechanics of how it works, the only thing you need is a glass of water and a very crystal clear definition in your head of what utter joy means to you and spending time with loved ones or anything in between. And as we approach this, you have to utilize any one of your 5 senses, because the more human senses that you use when we're doing this, the more real it becomes, meaning the faster it comes into fruition. So everyone go ahead and get a glass of water. I'm just going to start setting this up. And again, for those of you that know what I'm doing, can't really understand how powerful this can be. You can talk a minute, Michelle, while I'm getting this set up. Why don't you tell us about your most wildest experience?
With a client?
Oh, anything you want to share.
Well, I had a really beautiful experience with a client that was in a terrible accident, and she was in a coma, and it wasn't looking like she was going to make it. I went to see her in the hospital, and what I did was really to have a conversation with her. I went in there not knowing what was going to happen or if I could even do anything for her, but we just had a conversation about what it would be like to stay or go and what all the options were. And I gave her the options that I was seeing for her. I really just laid them out as options that she could go and come back another time and work out what she wanted to work out another way. Or she could stay, and there were a lot of possibilities for staying that could be really wonderful. And we had that session. I went home. I went back a week later, and she was able to track me with her eyes, which she wasn't able to do before, and she was able to blink in response to questions. And that was, I want to say, in May, maybe, that we started that. And now I just bumped into her at the grocery store last week where she was walking down the aisles. And it was such a beautiful experience to be able to be a part of that with her, because it's really a testament to her, because she's the one who did the work and made the choice. I was just there to facilitate and educate her on some possibilities that she hadn't considered. It's really humbling and a beautiful thing to be able to be allowed into someone's intimate space like that and have that experience with another person. And it taught me a lot. It also, I do a lot of work with children on the autistic spectrum, and that experience really taught me about what they're doing, why they're not fully in their bodies, and what might help them be grounded here in the earth plane. You know, we decide to come in here to Earth and have this experience, and sometimes we get here and think, oh boy, what was I thinking? And there's a lot of beautiful things that happen here, and a lot of wonderful experiences and learning for us to have, and to be able to help facilitate for others it's really a lot of fun.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
That's right.
For others. Okay, so I'm set up. Michelle, if you could mute your mic, please, so the screen doesn't switch back. This is a configuration based on Michelle's suggestion for the holiday season to bring joy and being with a loved one. Again, this is the source for it. This is manifestation technology. We're going to consciously direct that manifestation into water. When I click enter the source for, I will be speaking about what the software is doing. The only important thing and the only work that's really involved for anyone partaking in this particular activation is where your attention goes, the manifestation will be directed. Meaning the glass of water that is next to you, the only thing that's required is I'll count backwards, 3, 2, 1, I'll click enter the source for. All you have to do is put your attention on the glass of water at the speed of thought. Now this is where things get really fun, because we're impressing light frequencies on the water via the source 4 engine and a bunch of other things that are happening. The water tends to become very reactive. The water has consciousness. It's smart. Once we get into the program, it's going to start doing some really, really bizarre things if you've never seen this happen. Sometimes it starts to shake. Sometimes it'll start to ripple. Sometimes It will bubble. Occasionally it turns a different color. Sometimes it will crawl out of the glass. Sometimes it soaks through the glass. It's amazing. So without further ado, here we go. Again, the only thing that's required, I'll count backwards, 3, 2, 1, and then you just put your attention on the water with your manifestation as clear as you can. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, what's happening now is we are water preparation. We're running water preparation. Runs for 8.1 seconds, removes the memories and the energy signatures from the water of everywhere it's ever been. Then we move into user preparation. It creates a thin veil in the water, and when you drink it, it goes right to the subconscious mind for acceptance. Now we are pre-nucleating the water. We are getting it ready. 8.1 seconds. Now we're setting the light paths. I'll get back to this in a minute. And then finally, we're now nucleating the water with your manifestation. This part of the software runs for 18.1 seconds. Again, this is about joy through the holidays and being with your loved ones. Okay, we're done. I'd like everyone to go ahead and drink as much of that water as you like. Notice the taste and the texture of the water. Okay, so I talked about light paths before. In traditional manifestation throughout time, people, when they want to manifest something, they think of the manifestation in their head, and they release it to the universe. The universe comes by and it grabs it, brings it upstream in your reality, and then starts making all of the connections to bring it into fruition and all the beauty that you wanted. I don't operate like that, because 99.9% of the people, frankly, that try that, they fall short of bringing their fruition into manifestation. So I rewrote reality in software, and it works great. What the Source 4 does is it creates what we call light paths. Okay, so your intention doesn't come from your mind. Remember, we consciously directed your manifestation into a glass of water, and when you were drinking it, I mentioned in the software setting the light paths. What's happening now inside your body, and I know a lot of you are feeling it, is you feel these little rays of energy starting to come out. Okay, those rays of energy are called light paths. They are carrying your manifestation out of your body. I have taken basically the human consciousness grid out of your manifestation with this software. The universe comes by, source comes by, and grabs your manifestation off of the light paths, brings it upstream in your reality, and now gets it ready to bring your manifestation into fruition. And here's the cool part. During traditional manifestation, if you have any doubt or worry anywhere along the path, and that's the time by which it's released from your head and brought into fruition, the thought form gets destroyed and you have to start over. It doesn't happen with the Source 4. The time by which it's released from the light paths that are leaving your body and brought upstream in your reality is protected by the light paths. So again, everyone, drink as much as you want and enjoy that. Okay, I'm back. Yay! Michelle, I have a special request for you, and I think this one would be really, really helpful. I would like you, as a personal favor to me, to help Donna's daughter. Donna, can you enlighten us a little bit about that, please?
You bet. So, my child, my middle child, Cassandra, she was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis when she was about 15. She has had another relapse, or she's had another flare-up. And this time, we haven't been able to get her back in balance. I mean, we kind of been going back and forth. And she's having problems with, moving. Her joints are extremely stiff. She's complaining. She's just about in tears. It's really, of course, hard seeing your child that's at that age, at 20, locked up to where she can't move. So any relief, any help, suggestions for Cassandra, my daughter, around her arthritis would be amazing. Thank you.
Does she have any other symptoms besides the stiffness?
No, it's mostly the stiffness, her joints, and her you know, her back and things like that. Unless she's just not aware of and just so focused on the arthritis or the pain that she's constantly in.
Yep. How's her skin?
She has eczema. She just had like a little small flare up with that also, and like she'll get like patches, like she's got something right here by her eye. She usually gets them in the folds of her, her arms, her knees, behind her knees, like in the folds of her skin is where her eczema really pops up for her.
Yes, yep. I was seeing psoriatic arthritis when you were talking about her, so that was why I asked about her skin, which is a form of arthritis, but it's also psoriasis. So that will manifest on the skin. That's what I was seeing. Do you want me to do a healing for her right now?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. Okay, first.
Hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
During these shows, I love to combine styles, and I do it a bunch of different ways. So, in watching the way that you operate is very cool, by the way. I'm just going to amplify exactly what you're doing. So I'm just going to sit back and look pretty with my mouth closed, and I'll allow you to do what you want. But no, I'm going to amplify it. And at any time, and this is for you, Michelle, specifically, do you start getting lightheaded or dizzy, just let me know, okay?
I will let you know. Okay, I'll walk you through what I'm doing with her.
Then I'm going to quiz you after we're done, so be ready.
On what I did, I might not remember everything.
Sure.
All right. The first thing I'm going to do with her is prepare her. So to explain that a little bit, I've developed macros, which are programs, because we have so many commonalities. We're more alike than we are different. And so I found that you can write a whole healing program and program all of it into one word. So that's how I use a macro. So when I say prepare, then I'm preparing Cassandra. There's actually a whole program there that is facilitating her release of blocks so that she can know what it feels like to allow healing, that she knows what it feels like to receive healing. She knows that she is her own healer. So it's reconnecting her with the healer within her, and that instant healing is possible, and that she knows how to have that. So there's this whole program going on behind that, and that's the first step we're going to do. So we're preparing her first. And sometimes I do close my eyes for a minute because I'm witnessing the change. That allows me to watch her energy change, and then I know she's receiving it. And the first thing we need to do with her is to heal her blood. In her life, and this may be a little bit personal, so I don't know how far we want to go with this, and you can stop me if you need to. The stiffness in her body, not being able to move forward. I feel a fear in her of moving forward, of taking the next step or going into the next place she wants to go to or needs to go to in her life. Do you know what that's about?
I know she's got a lot of hopes and dreams, and when you were saying that, my first thought was moving out on her own. Now that could be me, and not so much her, but you know, Cassie is my fearless child. I will say that about her.
Okay.
She just spent, 2.5 months in Costa Rica, has never left the country by herself. She went there. That's actually when she had that really bad flare up, was when she was in Costa Rica. And she, since she's been back, she just hasn't been able to get back in balance. So I'm not sure, unless it's something, that I'm not seeing and tuning into. But I would say Cassie's my fearless child.
She might have picked up something while she was there. So what I'm watching right now is just a transmutation of whatever pathogen she picked up that triggered that response in her. Speaking with her would be helpful in knowing what that fear is. There is a fear there of moving forward. So although she is the fearless child and can have these adventures and go do these things.
If I take the fear out now, can you move forward?
You're going to take the fear out?
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Donna, put your attention on your daughter.
Okay.
Close your eyes, think of white paper. Okay, Michelle, what's different?
Her joints are becoming lubricated. I can see flow in there now, where it was stuck before. She also needs the feeling. She needs to know what it feels like to move forward on her own.
Throw her out.
It's not just me. It's not just me. Okay.
Where is she in her life? Is she in school? Is she working?
She's working, and she's working not quite full time yet, but she's working towards that. And she wants to be a model, and so I think she feels that, because she's auditioned for some shows and things like that, America's Next Top Model, that's ended. So I think she kind of feels like she's not going to have that chance again to actually be that model or be a model. So that might be tripping her up right now with kind of closing back down and shutting down.
All right, so let's bring in releasing any trauma or drama from that. When I look at her, I see her not knowing where exactly she's going to go, with where she was kind of focused on that, and now that's shifting and she's evaluating where she wants to go and what's going to make her happy, and reconciling, releasing that dream. So she's kind of in that space at the moment of evaluating what she wants to do and who she wants to be. So let's teach her what it feels like to be able to see that clearly, free of needing this illness to bring her into that space of evaluation, because it holds her in that space, and it's giving her kind of a timeout, but she doesn't really need it. It's a mechanism that's worked, but that she's at a place now, especially with what Peter just did. What I can see is that she doesn't need that mechanism anymore.
Are you saying that she doesn't need to be afraid?
She doesn't. She's not. Well, she's not. He changed it, so that's gone. It's okay. That she doesn't. She was using these flare-ups as a pause.
Donna,
As a way to take a time out. Hmm?
Donna, get the chicken feet out.
Charles.
Yeah. So let's just teach her body, her joints, her muscles, her tendons, her ligaments, that they all know their true purpose and function. They know how to carry out their true purpose and function. They all know how to work synergistically with each other and with all the systems of the body. And the blood is the great communicator in the body. So we cleared that. That's going to allow a lot more flow in her physical body as well.
Michelle, we're going to speed this along a little bit. Put your attention on the end result for her daughter.
Okay, got it.
Okay. And think of white paper. Okay, that made me a little dizzy. Take a look at her daughter again now.
She's good.
Good. Very cool.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Now, I said I was going to quiz you, but I forgot. So, how can people get in touch with you?
Through my website, michellegiliberto.com. My number's on there, my email's on there. You can schedule with me on there. Those are some good ways to get in touch with me.
Can you spell that out, please?
Sure. It's Michelle. My last name is Giliberto.
So it's your www.yourfullname.com.
Yes.
And how do you go about scheduling appointments with people?
They can schedule online through my website. They can pick an hour on my calendar. There's a pop-up that will bring them to my calendar, and they can just schedule when they want to.
And I heard through the grapevine that you're offering an awesome incentive tonight on your website explicitly for the MDM listeners. Can you go?
I am. I do a 6-week energetic detox program, and it's really fun because you don't have to take anything. You don't have to do anything. It's all energy work. And I have a program where we will facilitate the release of all kinds of toxins, pathogens, pesticides, food additives, all those things that kind of get clogged up in the body over time.
What about smelly armpits? Just curious.
Yeah, I could throw that in there. Only for your people.
Don't do that.
It's really fun though, because the results that I hear back from people, sometimes they're really interesting. The results that people get. So
Their armpits or something else? Are we moving past that?
yeah, all kinds of something else. But it is actually, when we're doing it energetically, it's really different than doing, say, a liver cleanse where you're taking supplements and it's a preset amount usually with those kinds of programs, where you take it and then you have to regulate what's the right amount for your body, and you might have a really big healing reaction to. When I do this program, I'm using my prepare macro to prepare everybody for the healing so that it's done in the highest and best way for each person, and it's done easily and gracefully. So sometimes you may feel a little tired. Some people feel more energy right away, but it's very gentle, but it's very effective because we're really going after those specific vibrational signatures that are clogging up the body and transmuting them so they release. And we do that over 6 weeks. You're going to feel really good when it's done.
And what's the cost of that, and what is the incentive being offered?
Normally it's $297 for the 6 weeks, and I'm offering it for $99 for your listeners.
Wow, that's a huge, pretty steep discount there.
I know, but
Why
it's the
would you do that?
holiday season. It's the holidays. I'm feeling generous, and everybody's got a lot to do, and but it's nice to remember to take care of ourselves and to do something really good for ourselves. And this is something that would be really good for your own body and your own health.
And what people were experiencing tonight in that group session, do they experience the same type of feeling and release during this 6-week package you've put together for us?
That type of feeling will be there. Yeah. I put a lot into each week. It's probably even more than it's a lot more than what we did tonight.
So it's a preset time for every week, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time for a half hour, and you don't need to be present, meaning they don't need to be connected with you physically. It just kind of happens, right?
It just happens. So I don't need to be on the phone or on Skype or anything with them. I'm connected to their energy, and I am doing the healing work. They don't have to have a time commitment. They're going to get an email from me every week so they know what to expect and what's happening. So there's going to be communication there, but they don't really have to do anything. They just have to be open to receiving.
Awesome. And then, of course, they can book personal time with you one-on-one via your website, right?
Yes.
And what was the website again, just for the listeners?
www.michellegiliberto.com.
Okay, cool. So, thank you for that, Michelle. So at the beginning of the show, I was kind of talking about some announcements, and we have some really cool stuff coming up. So December 13th, the 20th, and the 27th, which are the next 3 consecutive Sundays, we're going to be running show incentives across the entire MDM line. And the show will be going into detail about each particular software product. Okay? So during the whole show, you're going to be seeing me working one-on-one with one activation across Aquaware 4, the Source 4, the 12th Project, Smoke Erase, Light Body, and of course our free product, which is our holiday gift to you, Navitus 4, built on the Aquaware engine. It is absolutely amazing. So again, and we're also going to be extending these steep discounts, not for 1 hour after the show. So the show will air at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but the show incentive will run till 12 a.m. PST, California time. So we're giving you almost a 7-hour window for the next 3 weeks to take advantage of these steep discounts. And we're going one step further. In the new year, between now, I'm a big proponent of feedback from my user community. I always love to know how the products I've created are affecting you directly. So what we've cooked up here is, over the next 3 weeks, we are looking for video testimonies in particular, and also written testimonies. Okay, so if you've used one of the software products and you've had significant changes to yourself, I would like you to videotape yourself about prior to using it, and then of course after the fact. And you can also write that if you want. And we're going to take the top 3, okay, where you're going to have some mind-blowing incentives for you, specifically for reaching out to us in that capacity. And you can email Donna. Sorry, Donna, I put you on the spot because I don't like emails. You can email Donna. She'll tell you her email in a few minutes. Okay, so again, over the next 3 weeks. And folks, if you've been listening to me for a long time, you know how extremely generous I am when I ask for these things. So again, over the next 3 weeks, we are looking for feedback from you. In you can just take your iPhone or a little camera, an old $30 camera, and just videotape yourself with post using any of the software products and what you experienced after using the software products, and more specifically how it changed your life. So I did a post on Facebook about something called the harmonic field amplifier, or HFA. And this year I have completely pushed the envelope of everything I've been doing to rewrite all the software line, which I just finished about 3 weeks ago. Actually, 2 weeks ago. Last week we released Navitus 4, meaning that was the last product in the line to get the Aquaware 4 engine. So I'm taking a break from software for now, and I'm working on a really cool product. It's called the Harmonic Field Amplifier. And I'm just going to I gave you a teaser, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it now because it's really cool. It's basically going to be a device, a solid device, that you put into your car. And it will take all of the negative energy being displaced from tire wear, your brake pads wearing, your engine oil breaking down, your stereo doesn't sound too great because a lot of them don't, and any energy in your vehicle that is not harmonized will instantaneously, without you doing anything, be brought through this device, replenished through the 0 point, or the Godhead, where all energy comes from, and returned in a harmonic state to whence it came. Meaning, and I'm going on a limb here by saying this, but I already know it because if you've seen what I've created, this is just going to totally blow you away in every capacity. Your tires aren't going to wear as fast. Your engine brakes aren't going to wear as fast. Your oil's not going to break down. Your car stereo is going to sound better. So stay tuned over the next few months. Hopefully I get it done quicker than that. This product will be most likely manufactured in Germany, possibly here in the U.S. We're still working on some details, but will be ready for sale early next year on the MDM store. Donna, how can people get in touch with you for their testimonies, video and or written?
Well, of course, Peter, the best way to connect with me is through email, and it is Donna at moderndaymystic.com. Donna at moderndaymystic.com. You can send me an email, video, so all that Peter has asked for, send it to me at my email, please. Thank you.
And again, folks, believe me when I tell you I'm generous with this offer. The top 3 that we pick from the team are going to be showered with absolutely amazing time with me and, of course, any of the software products or anything else that we offer. I'm really big on this. I'm really, really big on this because I want to encourage people and empower them to let me know exactly how the products are helping you. Michelle, thank you. Awesome. Awesome. Your talents are amazing. Amazing. Do you have anything else you want to say to the crowd before we...
I just want to thank everyone for allowing me to facilitate the healing that I did tonight. It was really fun, and thank you guys for having me tonight. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Uh-oh, my armpits are starting to smell. Can you do that work now? I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Donna, thank you. And, of course, Michelle, awesome, awesome stuff. Good night, folks. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.